Welcome to another episode with Loans Elevated. My name is Brock Lassig, top 1% loan officer nationwide.
And I'm TJ Heidenreich. Together we bring the latest news, strategies, and insights in the mortgage and real estate industry. All right, we're back with another episode of Loans Elevated, and Brock's looking a little bit different today.
Yes, I'm not Brock, as you can obviously see.
This is Jesse. He's the loan officer on our team. Brock is... I don't know where he's at. I don't know. He's warmer weather than what we have, which I'm a little bit jealous of. But anyways, we got Jesse today. I'll give you a quick introduction. Well, actually, you give us a quick introduction. When did you join the team? How did you get into loans? Give us some background.
So I joined the team back in March of 2021 to be your assistant. We call it what?
Pre-approval manager.
Pre-approval manager now. Yep. So I started off doing that. Beforehand, I was at Wells Fargo, just a bank teller. I didn't like it there, so I hit him up, and he got me on. Was doing that for about a year, and then wanted to become an LO, so I made the transition pretty early. In April, I kind of started half the transition, and then August of last year is when I made the full leap into it.
Yeah,
so
he's been killing it, been grinding hard, especially in a down market. So, So today we're going to be talking about time blocking for all of our realtor partners that are struggling in this weird market where some days you can have an extremely busy day and not know where to go or how to do it, where to start. And some days where the phone's not ringing. You don't know where to start because there's nothing to do. So essentially, we've got a system that we use that every day we are just follow our calendar. Whatever we're doing, we know we don't even have to think about it because we just look at our calendar through time blocking.
Let me just say, when I first started, I had a hard time sticking to my time blocking. But once you and Brock were on me about staying consistent, it helped me just like that.
Yeah, it's just like a switch, for sure. And it's once you have a time block, it's not like that's just set. You're always perfecting. I'd say Brock and I change up our time block probably once a quarter. We see what's working, we see what's not working, we see what the market's calling for versus what it's not calling for, and we change and adapt from there. But I think we have to even go back further than that and really prioritize Parkinson's law. And I'm going to give myself 3 days to do it. Day one, I think I got an introduction paragraph written. Day two, I might have got a couple more sentences after that. And day three, the whole paper is done. I think it was like an over 10-page paper. I was stressing hardcore, and half that day, didn't even get it done. I just sat looking at a blank computer screen, but also miraculously, that second half of the day, pressure time kicked in, and I cranked through that essay just like that, nothing flat. And I think that's because Parkinson's law is more time equals less effort needed. Less time equals more effort needed. Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, because you're on such a time crunch, you have to put all of your effort to finish whatever you're doing in that allotted time.
Right.
And if you have extended amount of time, you're like you said with your paper.
You're just
procrastinating.
Yeah, you're going to get on your phone. You're going to get on social media. So if you've got calls to make as an agent or lender, and you give yourself the whole day, you're probably not going to get as many calls done as if you just were focused for a couple hours, time block that in, eliminated all distractions, and just hit the phone. Or you were, working on marketing or whatever you're doing. Give yourself actually a little bit less time than what you think you need. That way the pressure's on and you can just start cranking.
Yes.
From there, I think big rocks are important. This is from, I always say Britton Covey because of the Utes. I think it's grandfather, Stephen Covey.
Yes.
Super successful guy here in Utah. I can't remember what book he wrote. I'll have our editor plug it in right here. The book he wrote, I think it's like the 7 Successful Habits, something. I don't know. We'll have it plugged in right here. But he talks a lot about big rocks versus. So the analogy he uses, you get a jar, and you've got to fit all of this stuff in a jar. You might have pebbles, sand, rocks, liquids. Well, if you start with the sand, the little stuff, and then you add in the pebbles, and then you go to add in the big rocks are not going to fit. And then the liquid is just going to pour over because none of it's going to fit in the jar. Well, if you prioritize and you put the big rocks in the jar first, then move on to the sand, then the pebbles, then the sand, and then you could even fill in the liquid after, it's all going to fit in that jar.
Yeah, and the jar is your whole day, basically. You're trying to fit all of your stuff, all of your priorities, whether it's the most important to least important, in your day, and that's what the jar is.
Yeah, it's what it represents. So I think you need to start off your day and really lay it out. We lay ours out with a team meeting. Whether you're a team of 1 or you're a team of 10 or you're a team of 100, there needs to be a team meeting where you're starting your day out, you're going over your big rocks, what's most important, and then you're also going over the little stuff, which also needs to get done. That way it's going to put you on the right mindset and start the day off right. From there, you need to have red and green time. Explain what red and green time is, Jess.
So I'll start with green time because it's probably the most simple to explain. Green time is essentially any time that you're making money or, making money activities, whether it's
money generating activities.
Yeah, money generating activities, where it's, prospecting, meeting with clients, whatever it is that's making you money, that's green time. Red time is the time that you're basically not making money, whether it's, team meetings or, file work or, any other example you can think of, just necessary tasks you have to do that, like I said, don't generate money.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like you don't want to have any red time on your calendar because red time, it's necessary tasks. Yep. Like a team meeting is going to be it's going to be red time because you're not going to be prospecting, you're not talking to clients, but it's necessary in order to get that green time done. So like on my time block, I've got like power hours where I'm hitting the phones, and that's going to be green time. That's going to be for a couple hours. That's going to be my consultations where I'm talking with clients, really diving in deep into their numbers, and then probably like calls where I'm just talking to clients, not referral partners, but clients. And then my red time, it's going to be my pipeline review with the team. It's going to be my team meetings. It's going to be me looking at emails, responding to texts, that type of stuff that just takes time, and it's a mundane, but it's necessary and it needs to happen.
Yeah, busy work, we need to put your head down and just kind of
just get through it. One thing you can't ignore, purple time. So purple time, that is your family time. I mean, gosh, our number one client should be our spouse or family, and we cannot ignore them. So make sure that our purple time is a priority in our calendar, whether that's a date night. A date night, you should have one date night per week scheduled on your calendar. And then last but not least is yellow time. And that's going to be your personal time. That's going to be like meditation, personal study, working out. We want to make sure all of this is in our calendar and all of it is color-coded. Having it color-coded is super necessary because that way you don't have to think about it. And you should also print out your calendar. So if you've got it printed out every single day, you just look down, you see a color. Okay, cool, that's what I'm doing. And I'm grinding it out, put it on a stopwatch or something, your phone, whatever. That way, as soon as that timer rings, you're like, okay, let's go to the next activity and just go from there. It takes a lot of the thinking out of it, and you can just haul butt throughout the whole day.
It's all about work-life balance, too. That's why you threw in the purple and yellow time, because if you're spending all of your time in your job, you're going to get burnout mode, and you're going to decline because you are just burnt out. You don't have any time for yourself. You don't have any time for your family.
Yeah,
whatever.
Definitely.
It's all about work-life balance.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing to keep top of mind. Every single day, I have an allotted time in my calendar for warm-up and wrap-up. At the same time, every day I'm getting in the office, I have a warm-up routine. I know it to the T, where I get in the office, I put my bag down, I get out my Windex, I spray off my window, I spray off my desk, wipe it down, make sure there's no fingerprints. I open up that laptop, I see what didn't get done the day before, what needs to be put on the calendar for today, and what I can delegate to the team or what I can put on my calendar for later days. Then my wrap-up time. I'm putting everything away. I'm usually reading some sort of quote, something inspirational for the next day. I'm seeing what did not get done from the day before, and I'm putting it on my warm-up time for the next day. Because let's face it, not every single day is perfect, and sometimes there's stuff that don't get done. We need to make sure we're recognizing that and putting it on to that next day for that next warm-up time the next day. Yeah,
this really helped me when I first started. Even when I was doing your assistant work, I had a to-do list in front of me.
Right.
Where I had to note it down what I needed to do, who's the one I need to work on, whatever the case may be.
Right.
And whatever I didn't get done at the end of the day, I would say, okay, that's top of my list for tomorrow. So I knew that I needed to get done first.
Right.
The next day.
And what you got good at too was having this to-do list and then putting the items in your to-do list into your calendar.
Yes.
And actually time blocking that in your calendar. You're like, okay, yes, I got this. That task actually took longer than I thought it would. It's remained on my to-do list. Let's schedule it for the next day.
Yeah, it helped me, get better at fixing my time block and allotting certain times to certain tasks. The more I did it, the more I was able to perfect it.
Right, for sure. And I'd say have someone hold you accountable. Share your calendar with someone and vice versa. That way, at the beginning of the day, if it's like a morning meeting and you've got another agent or another lender that they're talking to, you're like, oh, yeah, dude, why didn't you get this done on your calendar? Or if you see they're slacking off in their office checking emails when they should be on the phone, call them out on it. We do that here on our team, and it works really well.
Yeah. All of us will always have our calendar shared with each other, so we know what we're doing, throughout the day. And like you said, we
and that way, and if we need to schedule meetings with each other, we can just have access to calendars and schedule it really quick. It makes it super easy. But I really think that's it, man. I mean, if the last item, this is super important. Fires are going to come up in real estate, but in reality, there's no emergencies in real estate. I mean, yes, there's stuff that's going to come up, but it can be time blocked. It is nothing is going to change if it is a couple hours from now versus right then and there, because there's a study, and I'll have to look at where the study's from, but on average, when you get off task, it takes you 15 minutes to get back onto the task you were on. So if there's a fire that comes up and it needs your attention immediately, then it's going to take you 15 minutes to get your attention fully on that fire, and it's going to take you 15 minutes to get back on task that you're on. So you've wasted a half an hour.
At least
just on that. So if you've got multiple things popping out throughout the day, you're wasting multiple hours throughout the day. But yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions or want us to help you with a time block, reach out to anyone on the Lastig team. We all do it, or at Loans Elevated, and we'd love to help out whenever.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you for tuning in. For more industry insights, follow us on all platforms at Loans Elevated.
And to get in touch with our team, call or text 801-713-4000 or visit loanselevated.com.